Hello again. As I said, we're going to be doing paring today. Now, I grabbed one of my smaller chisels because this one's rather large. And I know a lot of people are going to get hung up on the idea that they need a nice large chisel when they don't. And all we're going to do is there's a little ridge here, so I'm going to start back here so you can really see. Start at the corner, just kind of push. And really just kind of get there. If you don't have the arm strength, take a little hammer, preferably with a rubberish bit. Just kind of give her some tappy taps. And we'll do the same right here. Now, the big thing about paring is you want to make sure that you come in nice and straight with the paring. Come in nice and straight. Just make sure you hold this level. And just kind of go. Doesn't take a lot. I'm not hitting hard, you can hear that. Get a register on something. There we go. Boom. Now, it's a little bit more smooth. It's not round, but the more lines you break up these angles into, the easier it will be to smooth around. So I got my sawing a bit off in this area right here. I'm going to turn around, take a few small cuts, and boom. This up here I'm not too worried about. If you really want to get technical with it, what you can do is take a knife, any kind of knife, even a pocket knife, and turn around and score that area so that way there's a break point, kind of like we did with the saw. Just a nice whole break point, and from there, all these little burrs that you're meeting up there with go away. The main thing on the chisel on this part, make sure you got a sharp one. There are plenty of videos out there, so I'm not gonna go through how to turn around, sharpen a chisel, because let's be honest, everybody kind of has their own way after a while, and mine is not exactly for everybody because I take my time with it. But yeah, as you can tell, it's already starting to get a bit better of a look to it. Just keep your fingers out of in front. And slowly start to work with it. And yes, I'm making more straight lines. But then I take those little curves, or those little angles that I'm making, and I shave them even more. So it's line, all the way around. It makes it to where it's like, instead of made up of one line, it's made up of like 30 at different angles. And that makes it so that way when we bring in the sandpaper, it's easier to round. So it's not a matter of, oh, I need a round tool. It's a matter of basic line art math. The more lines you have, the smoother the curve. The smoother the curve, the easier it is to turn into an actual comfortable curve. Nice, easy time doing it. You don't have to take big bites. I'm not taking super big bites. They're nice shallow bites because they don't have to come in much on this side. But you just want to turn around and make sure everything's straight. Nice. You can also, if you don't want to use a knife, you can take this down this wall. I have a high spot right there. And give yourself a break point. I did not take that break point. I was trying to show you. I just used the tip like a knife and just kind of scraped across. Doesn't take much. Whole thing is, wood is both durable and not so much. So once you get done with an area that you're working on, as I said, we're trying to keep everything nice and straight, nice and straight. Even more angles, nice and straight, nice and straight. Once you get done with an area, open up your vise or however you're holding it, give her a little twist. Tighten her back down. Yep, brand new area you can work with. Saw that move. That was quite annoying. Nice couple bites. Small bites. Don't need a lot. Scarring. This time I'm not going to get my hand in the way and I'll show you what I do. Boom. Boom. That's nice sharp chisel. So yeah, I'll see you after a bit. Now, as I said, it's nice small lines. You can kind of see them. And I've been making my way all the way around, keeping the same distance roughly from our line. My cuts here were a lot closer, but I wanted to show you the difference between these cut lines and what I've been working with. This shoulder, as I said, it's not going to be a problem. We'll run over that after a bit. It's not terribly close, not terribly far. But yeah, it's a lot smoother than it was. Still some slight lines, but nothing a little sandpaper and a little time won't take care of. And I'm just slowly working my way around, making it a nice handle to work with. Already feels pretty decent in hand, so when it gets round it'll be gorgeous. But yeah, just wanted to show you, let you see exactly what I was talking about when I said just nice little lines, just careful, like, just take your time, no rush. Well, people, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break because it's cold as hell out here. Gotta love this March madness, but yeah, it's coming along. I'm gonna see if the day might warm up a little bit, and if it does, come back out. If it doesn't, I'll probably still come back out. But yeah, this is where we are so far. Not looking too shabby. Next thing we'll address is those corners right down here. I'm not too terribly worried about this area though, because in honesty, as I said before, it's going to be rounded here and it's going to be rounded a little bit here to kind of meet up and make it more comfortable, so it's not just a flat thing. But yeah, it's coming along. Well, hello everybody. I got good news and I got bad news. The good news is this is already pretty much all pared down. The bad news is I didn't get any footage of it because, well, I'll be brutally honest with you, the phone stopped recording about 5 seconds in. I talked a lot. I did the whole thing and then I checked, and yeah. But doesn't mean we can't turn around and talk about how it's done. Just means you're not gonna get to see me do it. And how I did it was you come in this way first with your chisel, tap, 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 all the way to the back, or as best as you can. Then you come here, flatten out with the back, kind of shove in and pop out, shove in and pop out. And you do that all the way around, real careful, like, don't take big bites, until you get to your little cutoff right in here where you did your initial little come in, and you just keep doing that all the way around. So yeah, I'm sorry about the lost footage. I also turned around and sanded this a lot. So yeah, you missed a lot and I apologize about that, but yeah, technology, you gotta love it, right? You know, the more I work with this and look at this, I'm really beginning to think it would have been a lot easier to cut a rolling pin in half, man. But we're to a point. I sanded this down a little bit. If you notice, I've got some Phillips indents in there from a bolt right here on my table from when I was showing you and I had it like this. So that was an idiotic moment. But it's a good learning spot where keep an eye. Actually, it was from here. There's Phillips in there. But either way, what we're going to do, I'm sorry again about that footage, but we're going to round out this area right in here, this area right up in here. I did a little bit down here, and what I did, very simple method, take file, take some, you can take a stick or anything like that too, take some sandpaper, come down, just kind of keep a nice rounding as you go. Don't take much. This is 220 sandpaper, not as aggressive as the 80 grit. But you can do the same thing here. You can just kind of round as you go. I'm going at a slight angle, so that way I'm not scraping against the handle. Another way you could do it, just take the file itself, do the same thing. Better to have an aggressive file. I don't have that many aggressive files because I do some steel work and stuff, so I don't have many aggressive files. I don't do a lot of shaping that way. This down here, I'm going to shape with this. And I'll just turn around and come like this all the way around, kind of come. This would be really noisy. I don't think you guys would be into that. But yeah. I'm beginning to wonder, maybe I should make this handle just a little longer. Turn around and come up to about here. So that way I have some meat underneath my hand as well. Maybe even just a finger or two. That way I got some meat down here. That way I can ball this, make it look pretty, instead of just being a flat. Not sure yet. If I do go this route, all I'm going to do is take my saw, like I had shown you before, and come down to that point and do the same thing we did. So it wouldn't take much. Just got to be really careful because I did round this already to the point, so I'd probably come in a little bit and then pare it in. Wouldn't take much. But yeah, that's my thought process so far. I am thinking about coming in a little bit more though, because honestly, having a ball towards the end would probably feel better than what we got going on here. I'm going to take a break from this again a little bit. Only reason is it's still cold out. I don't know what it is about March, but it's only like 30 degrees right now, so I've been having problems with feeling in my fingertips, and the cold kind of amplifies that problem. So, well, good news, I did find rasp, so it will take a little less time. I've already started a little bit, as you can see. I think you can see. Yes, you can. And yeah, all I'm doing is taking a rasp, and just kind of going curved, even over a corner. Not that hard. Just make sure as you go, you just kind of rotate, slowly get a curve on it. So it's not terribly hard. It's a little time consuming. It's probably not the ideal way of doing this. Probably use a chisel, break some of it. But I wanted to do some blending since this isn't exactly round while I was doing it, and the best way to do that is with a file. Now with a rasp, you're going to get a slightly rough texture, but that's not a problem considering just take some sandpaper afterwards, clean it up a little bit, and boom, you'll have pretty. But yeah, I tapped the file to get rid of all the dust and everything. It binds up in the teeth, makes you cut less and less. Just give the file a nice little tap on its edge. It'll turn around and clear most of it out. You don't have to go super hard. Let the file do a lot of the work. You can also turn around and go with straights, like so, to get down there a little bit. And then once you're down there a little bit, start curving to get rid of that edge you were just making. And you'll get more of a curve. It's not terribly hard, but not terribly exciting either. Kind of makes me wish the belt on my belt sander didn't break, because I got to do that a little bit. I did that some up here, as you can see. And I did that a little bit up top, as I had said before. So, yeah, now it's just a matter of doing this. And this is the kind of shit, or kind of stuff that you can really enjoy. You can take your time with it, just kind of zone out. Throw on some music. Really take your time with it and enjoy it. Because at the end of the day, this is what you're bringing to the table, and at the end of the day, this is what you're going to be left with, so no sense in hurrying it. Just kind of enjoy it, make it your own. And I'm sure other people watching this are like, why didn't you use a router or something? In truth, if I take a router to this, and I come along and I try to go like this with it, all this grain is coming up and down, so I'll be hitting sideways. So if I don't take really small passes, it's going to turn around and absolutely tear up my wood and all my hard work. The other thing, I'm probably going to stick with this handle for now. I might turn around and take it down later. I'm going to see how this one works first, which means getting it to the point I want to use it. Now, in videos to come, you're going to see this a lot. Because I've decided what I kind of want to do with this channel a little bit is use minimal tools to get pretty projects. Projects I'm proud of, projects I could sell, projects I could hang around the house, give to a loved one. Just some nice ones. This right here is not wanting to break as well. So I'm going to come with a bit steeper of an angle to get more of my file stroke just in that one area. There we go. You see it? See how it's breaking down faster and faster. I don't know how exciting this is for you, but for me, this is pretty. For me, this makes me happy. Because we're getting to a point where it's going to be really close. I might even finish it this video. A lot of people don't understand why you break corners on almost everything you do in wood. Well, picture it kind of like a bundle of straws again. If you have an edge right here, catches fire easier, everything else. Where scientifically proven that if I take and I try to start fire right in here, it's going to burn out quicker, because honestly I don't understand the science 100% behind that point. But it's been proven, and it also takes a dent a little less because there's more fibers fighting taking the dent versus taking damage. That one I understand. The fire one not so much, because you figure the more material you're exposing, the more you should be able to just burn it. So that one I don't understand, but I do know it works. I've done what they call shiguroban, which is Japanese woodworking where they turn around and they burn the wood. We'll probably be burning this a little bit. Help keep bugs out, moisture out, makes it a bit more flame retardant. But there's something else that they don't really touch upon a lot, and that is you can kind of heat treat it. Wood in a way. Nice burn around the outside edge just a little bit. It pops the grains. And it kind of tempers the wood, making it a little harder because it contracts more. Loses that moisture that makes it allowed to kind of bend. To me, it's also a little prettier. So what we're going to do after a bit, blow this all off so that way I'm not setting fire to all kinds of dust. And probably take a torch to it. Of course, that's after we get everything just the way we want. I'm not gonna lie, standing there talking feels weird sometimes, just talking to myself. I know I'm talking to the camera, I'm talking to you guys, but feels like I'm talking to myself too. Which ain't so bad. I talk to myself quite a bit, but it's usually not in an educational manner, considering the stuff that I'm teaching you guys I already know. So it's usually a should I do this, should I do that, what would look better. Some self-deprecating, you know, usual conversations we have with each other and have with ourselves. Should try to be nicer to myself. I gotta live with myself for all my life. However long that might be. But I'm not. That I'll ever be. But yeah, as you can see, a lot of this curves. I think we might do a little bit of an oil pop, I don't know. The butcher block oil, really what that does is it turns around, goes in there, pops the grains, lets you see them, but it also treats the wood a little bit so that way it doesn't diminish and rot and doesn't take in anything else that you don't want it to take, like the ambient moistures of the air and stuff. And moisture is a wood killer. You turn around and you let wood get all wet and everything, next thing you know it's rotting because it's not growing. This is a dead piece. If I go out, stick it in the ground, it's not going to do anything, it's not going to grow. Take a green piece, stick it in the ground, technically it should start sprouting some kind of roots and trying to come back to life again. That's the difference. So when the moisture gets in here, it has nothing to do with it, so it just sits and rots, goes stagnant. You don't want that. So, see, after I get this rounded to a point where I want it, to be honest, it's not terribly far away. Alright. I wanted to wait until nighttime, or dark, so the flame shut up really good. But yeah, let's pop this grain a little bit and burn it, huh? I'm using a MAP gas, but you can use propane. It's nice and light. Nothing some of those corners, how it's flaring up. That's why you want the curves. As I said, I don't get the science behind it. It's decently warm, but let's turn on the light here, maybe. As I said, I'm losing my feeling in my fingertips a little bit. It's not necropathy or anything like that. It's actually something else entirely. But as you can tell, she's not super burnt. A little bit there. Took to it. Just a little bit darker right through here. A little bit darker. I'm gonna do the handle now too. I wanted to show you that and let it cool a little bit so that way I wasn't burning my hand. Now we are charring it just a tiny bit, but that's really kind of warm yet. We're charring it a bit more. Just turn around and give it that little extra. I will be taking sandpaper after this because you do want to get rid of some of that charring. Not all of it, just some of it. It's kind of annoying. But in wood, there is a lot of sanding. So it's a bit more handleable. A little slower. Give her that hotter, more charred feel. If you notice on the knot holes, paid a bit more attention to turn around and get her to burn a little bit. The reason is those knot holes are the same as end grain. That's where it takes in water. And you want those end grains to be nice and sealed. Now we're going to be sealing this probably with some kind of lacquer or something anyways. But this little extra just helps. Not to mention it gives it a bit more character. Now when I pop this with some sandpaper and some oil in a second, you're going to really see where this is going to shine, where this is going to look good. All this wood is really, really warm right now. I mean, not hot, but it's, I don't know. It's like picking up a warm cup of coffee. Well, back in the garage. Now that that wood is good and thirsty, what we're going to do is give it something to drink. And what I'm going to have in mind, as soon as I find it, is some more oil. This will leach into the wood a little bit. This is not Siguriban. Siguriban involves charring the wood. And then turning around taking a wire brush or steel wool or something and knocking off all the excess charring until you get back down to the grain. And then you do it again and again and again. You do it a few times and it turns around and it treats the wood. Oh my. Make sure to get where she likes to drink. See how dirty that rag's getting? That's from all the charring. The little bit of charring I did is causing all of that. Well, let's coat where it wants to drink the most. Let me turn around. Also, don't forget to coat the handle. The light on the camera is really playing on my ability to be able to see, I'm not gonna lie. But let's use be able to see better. So I will tolerate it for now. But you want to turn around and just coat up those ends too. Make sure she can suck it down right in that area. We'll sand this down in a few. Let it suck this in first. You want to give it about a half an hour, maybe more. Turn around, suck in those oils. I want to turn around and give it another good coating. It's always dry. Right in here, it's dry still. Let's turn around and make sure it can suck in just as much as it wants to. You see a particular area drying real fast. It's thirsty in that area. And you just want to give it a little bit more. And keep doing that. This area right in here. You can see it. This area right here, there we go. See all that grain? Moments like this, they just make it worthwhile. All that work. all that care. And we'll turn around and we're going to let this dry. Then we're going to give it some more oil. Now we'll let that dry and wipe off the excess. This, you want to wipe off the excess with another clean rag. Give me one moment. Usually wait 5, 10, sometimes 15 minutes, depending on what kind of weather you got. You wipe off the excess. As you can tell, no more soot and black coming off on the rag, which is nice. That's a piece of rag right there. Just getting stuck in there. And pretty. I'm absolutely in love with this. Now, unfortunately, this will be the end of these videos, or these little clips of videos to turn around and put this one together tonight. To allow this one time to dry, I want to give it a couple hours. It's getting dark and colder. So we'll call it tonight. Tomorrow, we'll turn around and see about doing another coat of this, leaving it sit for an hour or two, wiping it off, sanding it a little bit, doing it one more time with one more coat. Then we'll see about putting some tongue oil or maybe even some good lacquer or something like that. I don't know yet. But until tomorrow, see ya.